Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Jetcar Stunts. And just in case you're wondering, no, this game basically has no music. I don't know why Jetcar Stunts has no music, I swear the iOS version did, but yeah, I have no idea why there's no music. And grip games aren't that bad at the music, so I'm surprised I didn't actually do it. So anyway, this is Jetcar Stunts. No music. This game originally came out on iOS, like, a fairly long time ago. We're talking 4 or 5 years. I remember this being the very first game that I ever played on my iPod Touch 3rd generation. I actually really liked it back then, but let's see how it actually holds up on the Vita. So we've got your about screen, we have options, volumes, your online ghosts for leaderboards and the language. We've also got controls. I've actually rebound these to make a little bit more sense to me personally. It used to be X to accelerate, square to reverse, jet was R, brake was L, and starting again was... well, it was probably still a triangle. But yeah, you can rebind all the controls. I rebound them to something that makes a little bit more sense for me. How to play is really simple. This game is actually pretty simple overall, so... we have 3 different modes here. We have platforming, time trial, and collector. We'll go do platforming first, but these are all like relatively similar. Honestly, I haven't played this very much, but I haven't really needed to because I played a ton of Jetcar Stunts back in the day, and I pretty much know how this all goes down, so I played about, I don't know, 45 minutes of it, maybe a little bit less. So anyway, welcome to Jetcar Stunts. Jetcar Stunts is what I would describe as a poor man's Trackmania. So Jetcar Stunts is a game about flying a car that is also a jet through a series of increasingly difficult... wow. Through a series of increasingly difficult challenges. Using nothing but an air booster, your wit, and a car that handles very well in the air for some reason. You drive using the accelerator and brake buttons, whatever you have them applied to. And you... wow! Jeez, they really require budgeted use of your boost here. So anyway, this game... whoa, hello. That was a bit of a weird camera thing. Let's take this slowly so we can drop in here, get some speed up, and hopefully clear this jump. Yep. Alright, so the way this mode of the game works, the platforming mode, is that every time you hit a checkpoint, your boost gets recovered, and you have to use this boost in order to successfully make it to the next checkpoint. Once you make it to the next checkpoint, you just keep going to the next checkpoints, and oh dear. Hold on, air brake, hold the air brake. Can I make it? Ah, just barely not. So yeah, as I said about this game being poor man's Trackmania, I really wasn't kidding. Trackmania did this a lot as well, so basically the idea is just a checkpoint race. You've got to get through as many times as possible with as little faults as possible. And the game definitely doesn't make this easy. For example, if you flip, there's no recovery, so you have to go back to the last checkpoint. And the air control is actually a fairly interesting little concept. But then again, it was back when Jetcar Stunts actually came out, so, you know. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hold on, air brake, air brake. I actually don't have enough boost to make it to the next checkpoint. God damn it. So this game can actually be quite difficult at times. You have to be very conservative with your boost in order to make it through to the next checkpoints. Very, very conservative. You have to choose the absolute best places to use it. And you got to be really, really careful about not doing something stupid like that. And the idea is you want to get through with as little retries as possible and with as little time on the clock as possible in order to... bastard! in order to get higher grade medals. You can get 3 different types of medals: bronze, silver, and gold. You can use the analog stick to control your car while you're in the air, but not very effectively. It's a lot better if you use the air brake. The air brake definitely gives you a lot more control. Come on, come on. Alright, air brake. There we go. Please tell me there's a checkpoint up ahead. Wow, are you serious? Holy shit, how much boost do you need to make that? You know what, screw this level. We're going to one that's easier. Bugger me. Fine, easy D, whatever. Can't believe you would... Yeah, that level doesn't feel very well designed, to tell you the truth. Jeez. How much bloody boost? That would need to be an absolute perfect run. I can understand that on something like very hard, but... Jesus. The game itself is actually fairly satisfying, though. The car handles in a satisfying way. However, it does require a fair amount of precision in order to get working as well as you might hope. It's always interesting to have a... Bollocks. It's always interesting to have a AI ghost always alongside you, racing on these courses with you, in order to, you know, give you a sort of challenge to beat. I hate it when they automatically put, like, the highest... Bollocks. I hate it when they automatically put the highest, fastest, strongest jet car on the leaderboard as a sort of example, because it always feels extremely hard to beat the person who's coming first on the leaderboards. Maybe if they did it in a way that's like, alright, we'll just pick out this guy here who's in around the average times, and if you beat him, you can come back and beat an even better ghost. I feel like that would work better, but that's a nitpick. Oh dear. Come on, land it. Oh, I landed on the roof. God damn it! Wow, okay. It's just a bit weird not to have any music. It just feels odd driving around these tracks. Damn it. Feels a bit odd driving around these tracks with absolutely no music. This game feels like it would do well to have some sort of soundtrack to it. It just doesn't seem to have one. I don't even remember if the Jetcar Stunts on mobile devices actually had a soundtrack. Oh, not good. Ah, damn it. Really? No, air brake, and I've just fallen off into, yep. Bloody hell, this is harder than I remember it is. It's just, I swear this was a lot easier back on the mobile devices. I mean, I can understand why, oh, bloody hell. You do get the increased precision of having these controls. It's just a bit more difficult to bloody figure them out. Oh dear. Runs really well if you couldn't... God damn, where am I going? I'm okay. Just need to land this, and where am I going? Just over here. Yeah, this game basically is the poor man's Trackmania. Not saying that's a bad thing, it's just Trackmania tends to be a little bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? Whoop. The user creativity part of Trackmania was what kept that game popular for so long, with players being able to make their own stuff. Jetcar Stunts doesn't really have any sort of user-generated content. I mean, yeah, that's a bronze. I'm really not surprised. Where's it going to put me on the leaderboard, I wonder? Number 79? Really? That was a crap run, and I still got a 79 for it. This game, I don't see this game having very much longevity, because there's not that many tracks. I mean, you've got 25 here. In the time trials, you've got about, I don't know, 15? No, 11, sorry, 11. And Collector, you've got only, like, 10. Well, not even 10. Like, let's go and do a time trial now, just to show off what time trials are. So let's play Easy D. Easy D is... Not Easy D. Time trials, not Easy D. Time trials are exactly the same concept as platforming, except it's just a bunch of laps instead of just a end-to-end course. And you gotta... And as you can see by the time ticking away down there ever so slowly, you gotta beat the clock. And every time you pass a checkpoint, you get more time on the clock. So I'm just gonna keep going really fast here. Now, I will say that the driving in this game is exceptionally satisfying. Very, very fast and very enjoyable with the speed that it tends to convey. Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? And you just do this for a specific amount of laps, and once you cross the finish line the last time, that's basically it. And when you restart in this mode, which I'm gonna try not to do, as soon as I fucking say it, when you crash in this mode, it puts you back at the last checkpoint, gives you a little bit of extra time, but, you know, resetting too often will screw your chances of getting gold. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Or in my case, having just one tiny little screw up has indeed screwed me out of getting gold. But again, the car is very satisfying to drive. It's very drifty, so, you know, getting high speed around these corners is often very easy to do and often very, very satisfying when you pull off a quick route, but it's also very easy to lose control of your car in the air. And once you lose control of the car in the air, well, that's it. You're kind of screwed. The problem is, considering the game's only got about 40 levels, and one set of these levels actually has a major problem, which I'll talk about once I get to the platforming levels. Jet Car Stunts, just in general, always seemed like one of the best games that user-generated content would do well in. But it seems that Grip Games, the people who developed Atomic Ninjas, and I know they've developed one or two more things, like Fizzball 2012, I believe, was one of their games. They didn't see the need to put in anything like user-generated content. It's just leaderboards. This disappoints me greatly, because I feel like Jet Car Stunts would definitely do really well with a series of user-generated challenges. And the fact that you can't really do that in this version really disappoints me, because it's like after finishing the 40 stages with gold, like, most of the stages you don't even have to get gold on. You just need to complete every stage in order to get most of the trophies. There are some sort of specialized goals, like complete platforming hard A in 50 seconds without a fault, for example. That's a simple goal. And it's a little bit disappointing to see that the game doesn't really have just any sort of longevity plan behind it. Yeah, I just barely missed gold there, but that's unfortunate, but I had to retry, so, you know, that's not really surprising. I got number 8 on the leaderboard, interesting. So it's just when you finish all of these stages, it just stops. There's really no point. Like Collector here, Collector is a very strange mode. So Collector doesn't actually have any leaderboards and it doesn't have any medals. So there's really, like, there's no competition here. There's no sense of accomplishment of getting a fast time because you can't actually play with anyone. You can't actually try and beat anyone's time. But anyway, I might as well explain what the hell we're doing here. So the idea of collector mode is you have to just go through and collect these 5 stars. You can retry as many times as you like. If you make it, well, I don't know if you make it to the end of the course, you get sent back to the start of the course, but, you know, that seems like the reasonable thing the game would do. So just got to collect these 5 stars. You can retry as many times as you like. It doesn't make a difference. Just, you know, obviously you don't want to be retrying because you want to be hitting every single star as, like, the first time you try to hit them. And they often put them in very odd, vicarious positions, like that one there on top of the loop-de-loop. It really feels like this game needs, like, user-generated content or something, because outside of the couple of hours it'll take you to finish all the game's tracks, it doesn't really have that much longevity going for it, and that disappoints me greatly. I can understand leaderboards are a longevity thing for some people, but I don't see it lasting very long with this game. I really don't. Yeah, this is totally... Okay, how do I get up there exactly? Do I need to peel off here? I do. I need to hit the air brakes and try and... Yep, there we go. Ding. Reset. I mean, the game only costs $7.99. It's definitely not expensive. That's got to be one of the best things it's got going for it. It's definitely not something that'll break the bank. But again, it only lasts for a couple hours. It doesn't have any sort of replay value outside of the original run. Sure, some people might like going for, yeah, this is definitely not where I have to go to get that star. Well, I screwed that up, but whatever, we won't need to play this for much longer. I'm sure you get the idea. Whee! I like how you can skip the countdown by just holding the accelerator button, and that's actually kind of neat. I mean, $7.99 for this isn't too bad. It is a bit thin on the ground, you know, with the lack of tracks and the no user-generated content and the platformer levels, but not the platformer levels, the collector levels being basically useless. But at the same time, I can't really complain since the game isn't even $10. So if you're willing to... Alright, so yeah, when you make it to the end of the course, you're basically screwed. Okay, that's kind of silly. I really should have tested that. But yeah, if you are a fan of Trackmania or precision racing in general, and you want that sort of fix on the go, this definitely isn't the worst thing you could do. It just doesn't last that long. I just really wish it had user-generated content or something, because it needs to last a lot longer than it does. Maybe Grip Games will release DLC level packs for it, but I really... Oh, that's convenient. Previous checkpoint. I'll take that. It'd be nice if it's put you right back at the start, but yeah, that's actually a better system. So, that was a look at Jet Car Stunts. Doesn't last very long. What is there is quite fun and nice. The frame rate hasn't dropped for me while I've been playing, and it seems to run perfectly fine. I don't see a problem with it. It just needs more content. I've been saying that over and over again, but it really does. I mean, come on, 25 levels. Another 10-something levels, and another 10-something levels, and that'll be done in a couple of hours, but at the very least, is it worth the $9? Well, as long as you're a fan of this sort of thing, absolutely, but, you know, for those of you who are looking for a little bit more in your racing games, this probably isn't the place to come get it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.